Hello everyone, it's ModySvan here with another review commentary, and we're here with Arkham Knight, which is the biggest one so far. Yeah, this is a shock, and well, not really a shock, but it's just surprising that we've actually gotten to the end here. So yeah, of course, this is the finale to the Arkham Marathon and to the Arkham series. So, well, up until Suicide Squad, but but this is one that I was definitely great to finish up and get out there. So, I yeah, like, okay, so let's turn the clock back to Blackgate came out, and I got to work immediately on this. And I think between, like, I had some stuff recorded up until then, but for the most part, like, there was very little work done, which was the case for these early videos where I'd record some stuff, write some parts of the script, or at least some notes, and then I'd just get back to whatever. So this is recorded right after the holidays, and as you can see at the very beginning there, changed the room up. This used to be a bedroom, or this was up until till we turned it around. We took the bed out, we moved it to the basement, and now this is basically an office area. And so we put a desk in over in the corner there. I got all my controllers and stuff, and basically just changed the whole space. I've moved some stuff here and there since then, but for the most part, it's remained pretty much like this. And so this was the one that was recorded right afterwards. And also, as you can tell from my hair, which was slowly getting longer and longer through each video, it was like super long. Yeah, because the last time I cut it was like June, I think, of 2020. So I didn't really go to a barber if there was any open. So I just kept growing and growing and growing. And by the time this video comes out, it was, May, which... So I was trying to get this video out relatively, like, soon after Blackgate. I wanted to have it out a month after Blackgate, but that unfortunately didn't happen. So instead we just I just kept working on it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it was funny because right around the time I started a TikTok account, which I'm still posting stuff on. So I started a TikTok account. I was making videos on there and working on this on the side. One of the videos I made over there was an update, I guess. Not kind of update, sort of not. It was like at the end of April or something. It was the end of some month or whatever. And it was like, oh, I'm not going to have it out by the end of the month. And then the whole crowd of people just being like, whatever. It was some, like, stitch or whatever. But it was all for comedy and whatnot. But I kept working on it. This was a big project because there was a lot more than the other games combined. So it was just like, it was doing the story, doing side missions, plus DLC and all this other, like, there was a lot of avenues to cover, and at the end of May is when we finally got this video done, and I was happy because I didn't have to think about Arkham for a long time after that. I just, by this point, like, I was burnt out. By the time this review came out, I was just like, I do not want to play an Arkham game for at least a little bit. But eventually I did, come back to it, and still playing them. Actually, at the time of this recording, I'm in a bit of an Arkham resurgence. Like right now, I'm playing through Night again on my PC. So, I guess because of the Suicide Squad game, my hype is kind of, or my interest has been reinstated. Also, speaking of Suicide Squad, one of my favorite jokes in the video is coming up right here. Yeah, this was months after the DC fandom reveal. I knew I wanted to incorporate this into one of the videos, so I just used the Superman clip, and it was just very terrifying present. It was funny. Part of what I wanted to do with this was have it be, of course this is ending a marathon of videos, so, or just a series of videos on this particular series. So I wanted everything to come around full circle, or at least try to anyway. Got himself kidnapped, and after tracking him down, we finally have a somewhat boss. But yeah, this was I'm trying to remember when I started recording this. I think it was like, I want to say it was like right. I want to say it was around October. Well, after a fun wink to the audience, we arrive at what I want to say November is when it started, or the recording anyway, because I probably said this in like in the first two videos, is that we started recording this in early 2020, and then just as the months went on, it was just recording each one of them, or at least like main story portions and whatever. So I had most of the, like, all the pre-work pretty much finished, but my computer only had so much storage, so I think, like, by the time I got around to finishing the city reviews, when I, got around to recording it, and there was a lot here, because it was, like, the whole story, which is relatively longer than the others, and it was like that, and then side missions, which had some sort of, thing with the side missions. I didn't complete all of them, or I didn't go out of my way to complete all of them, but certain ones for, I guess, certain shots, like, you'll see with the Michael Keaton costume, there was one shot where it was like at the very end of a particular side mission. I think it was the Rachel Gould one, but I didn't go out of my way to do like the Riddler stuff, and I did the ones I knew I could finish like in short time. Like Azrael is a good example right here, where I know I could just get that one like done quickly and not have to worry about it. Also, I made sure to wait until like the story was done to go through most of these, because some of these side missions are really short. It was like Azrael, I think Man-Bat was another one, maybe Firefly. Didn't really bother with like the militia stuff, no. Militia and Riddler are the only ones that I didn't like go out of my way for. I'm done. I forgot about that. Jeez, what a mess of a story. If it's not the structure that leads, almost forgot about that joke. I
It's
love
the
it.
fact that almost every character is a complete idiot who makes the worst possible
Yeah, I
choices.
remember being like
It's really
so
sad that the only two characters that come
disappointed in the
Lucius
story,
Fox
and
Aaron
I
Cash, who are
I
just
probably
doing
went
their
harsher
jobs.
than a lot of people expected.
That doesn't compare to who I think is the worst offender, which is Batman.
Which
himself.
I'm playing through
No
Night
disrespect.
again right
The
now,
world
as I
thinks he's
said,
A-game with
and like it's entertaining, but like it's got issues. I think part of part of it may I was angered by some of this, but also at the same time it's like you want to overact in some cases. So I did just that. I went out of my way and kind of overacted some bits, like that one right there. I think it was more for like just comedic effect. Because I think about complaints like this right here, which with the whole voice actor changes and stuff, and it's not really it's a big issue or anything, but so dumpster fire.
All the gameplay elements that we know in the previous
Oh boy.
and have evolved to what I think is near perfection. Combat is fast and powerful, while stealth has introduced bells and whistles.
Man, there's so much in retrospect that I forgot about this video. Like just thinking about it now, it's a lot of it is all coming back to me.
You can now do takedowns with the environment, which is pretty rad. Beating enemies
And a lot of it I still
is
feel
great,
the same
and it's
about,
satisfying taking
like
them into a beat
all
down.
the
Last
like
thing
all
I
the
mentioned is
gameplay
that
changes
you
and
can use various
whatnot. And
objects in the environment like bats and pipes as weapons.
I remember there was certain stuff. I mean, this goes a lot of the time with reviews and whatnot, where certain shots, have to go back and record whatever. So I remember there were certain parts that were very like last minute that had to go through and get all the necessary footage for. The one picking up the bat and stuff was one of them. The thing about this, I mean, there's shots at the end with like Arkham City and Origins and stuff. The thing is that I wasn't content on, hooking everything back up just for like certain story bits or whatever. Like this one was very late. That shot was very late. But I knew that I had to do something for that. Like I had to record it all for that. So also I remember too, because some of them, while I had the Xbox hooked up for like getting some stuff from Origins and City, there were some shots for like the PS4 where I used the internal recording and not necessarily like the capture card. I forgot about this joke too.
It's definitely a neat challenge, but sometimes it can be a bit much. It's certainly not so friendly with new players.
I forgot about that. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot I recorded while I had the Xbox hooked up was Sonic Adventure 2. It was just a demo, but I forgot. I can't believe I forgot about that.
But it's the other half of the equation that's a major issue with the game, and it's the tank battles. Very frequently you are bombarded by the malicious drones, and this just becomes soul-wrenchingly tiring. You're already spending a majority of your time throwing in these boring and repetitive battles just brings the game to a screeching halt.
Another thing I put out on TikTok, when I finished this, because I spent, this was, trying to get this done, I spent a lot of late nights, up until like 6 in the morning, or 7 in the morning, just making sure that I got whatever finished up, and it was exhausting. It really was, because there was a lot of just moments in between, like certain parts of the script which were re-recorded and whatnot, but
just like Origins, music isn't really memorable to me aside from the main scene. It's nothing bad, but I just can't think of another piece right off the top of my head. Bosses
Yeah.
are just plain lame. If it's not a tank, it's a QTE. There's not one that stands out to me as something more than bad. Now it's time to talk about the open world, which is apparently
yeah,
30 times larger than Arkham City,
there's not
and I really
much,
like it.
like, there's not
I
much
glide
else to
drive
go over,
around,
and I know we
always
have
get a kick of beating the crap out of thugs whenever I feel like it.
another,
With an open
oh,
world
the
superhero
thing's
game
blocked
comes a
up.
bundle of side
8 minutes.
Overall, there are some
But,
things
the
though I
TikTok
find
video,
but most others
I'm,
not very good at
I was
all.
about to
Like the
mention,
push stuff, which I find tedious and
it was like
annoying,
right,
especially
it was like the
having to do
minute
open world.
after
These are just not fun, and
I
it all
finished
leads to a repeat
editing,
Arkham Knight boss
or no,
Deathstroke,
not,
which
no,
just
it was
rubbed more salt
exporting,
in the wound.
exporting the video,
Some
it was
missions
all
like
finished.
Firefly and Man Bat are kind of Azrael and Hush are disappointing plot-wise, especially how well they're set up in
it
Arkham
was
City.
I finished exporting it. I put it up on YouTube, and I had it scheduled for scheduled for today. And I remember it was like 7 in the morning, and the TikTok I used was like the Thanos audio, where it's just like, and now I rest and watch sunrise on a grateful universe. Oh yeah, this joke too.
I wanted to get at least one scare in here. Oh god. Oh yeah.
That fall was really hard to pull off.
I mean,
I remember I went downstairs and my parents were just like, "What the hell were you
Time to
doing?"
talk about the season pass, which has some good stuff going for it, and some other stuff which
Because I did
really
like
not too
multiple
long
takes.
of.
I think it was
To
like
make this a bit
3,
easier
4
for me,
takes,
I'm
and they were just
gonna
like, "What are you
group them into
doing?"
separate
I was
sections,
like, "Oh, I'm just
starting with the
doing
challenge
a
maps.
bit." I was
Honestly,
like,
not
"Oh,
really much
okay,
I can say besides
whatever."
that most of these are
Oh yeah, another
anticipated,
thing.
but I'm not the kind of person who plays
That
challenge
edit
maps a
right
lot.
there,
Most of these packs are just kind of
the
whack.
album
The one that stands out to
the
me
album
as
cover.
awesome is the community pack that brings back classic maps and some new
Oh,
ones
that
that
was
are primarily
so.
in the Monarch Theater. I love this.
This was
The fact that it's
before.
a full is just
This is
icing
before I
on the
knew how to
cake.
do
Now
like,
onto the story
you know,
paths,
put
which I'm
PNGs
very mixed
on
about.
a
There's
photo
things
and
I
stuff.
like about
So
them, but they have some aspects
I
which
just
disappoint me.
I knew that
Now, the background story is the best
I knew
one
that my
by far.
friend Alter
It's the
could do
perfect
it, so
length,
I
and
was
the
just like,
story
"Hey,
itself is really
can you
entertaining."
take this photo?" I gave
Tim
him
Drake
the
star. I mean, what
screenshot.
fuck? Red Hood, Harley Quinn, the story
And I was
packs
like,
are
"Can
fun, but they're
you
just too short to really make something of.
can you make an
Also, the
album
less we
from
talk about
this?"
Robin and Catwoman
And he was
story
like, "Yeah,
packs, the
sure."
better.
So,
So now we have the Season of Infamy, which is an expansion that adds 4 extra side missions.
Oh,
and
man.
These are the best side missions of the game. They're not perfect, but I
It
feel these
turned
make
out
more
better
sense
than I
than the
could have
payoff than
dreamed.
anything the main game
It
has to
was-
offer. But
it's
for
just
fun,
hilarious.
Let's take this one at a time. Mad Hatter is okay in my books. It's pretty harmless.
I remember
and I love the
also,
end of it with
I
the
guess
trip down
since
memory
we're on
lane.
the season of
I'm a fan
Infamy,
of Killer
there was
Crocs
one
just for
comment
the
when the
story
video
alone.
came out,
Even though I don't enjoy his
which was
boss or
like,
design for that matter. His
it was,
plot
I
is
think it was
certain,
from
and I always enjoy
AJ.
what team-ups with Nightwing. Mr. Freeze has some dull moments
It
involving
was
tanks
something
and
about.
stealth, but
It
the
was a
ending with
cold
Nora
pun.
being awake more than makes up for that. Also turns the entire map into a winter wonderland.
Yeah,
which
right,
is
right here. He's just like, "You did not make a Mr. Freeze pun." I'm just like, yeah.
The choice at the end is
It was,
bad,
I
but
remember
this
catching
much.
that on
Honestly, the whole
in the
expansion
edit
itself is worth
because
the price,
like
and I
it's
recommend
just
you check it out. Last of the season pass
it was
is the
it
very
was just out of
flimsy
nowhere.
battle
Like I was
maps,
going
and these
through
are
it and I
always
see it's like,
awesome.
"Oh,
A lot of them are
make
reused,
it's
which is
cool
better for
having
them,
a
but the
winter
detail on these are
setting over
absolutely
everything."
incredible. My favorites
So
are
it's just
definitely
like,
the
oh,
89
it's
movie
it's
skin,
that.
Batman Beyond,
So
and oh, he's back.
oh, of course the
My
Arkham
boy's
Asylum
back.
skin. Gotta love it. I was so happy when they brought that back.
For the Batmobiles, besides having lazy repaints, there are also a variety of classic vehicles from movies and television, with my go-tos being the Keatmobile and the Arkham Asylum Batmobile. Just like Origins and Asylum, there is some
I remember,
exclusive content. The 60s Batman skin,
when the
Justice
video
League
came out,
2000, and most
like
recently,
it was
the
just a
Dark Knight
giant
skin.
like,
There's also the
not only was it
Scarecrow
like a
race
giant
tracks,
like
but
weight
I
off
have
my
to
shoulders,
defend
but
these
also it was
It's a
just
shame
like,
because other 60s related DLC
it's just
came
like,
out for
man,
other
it's
consoles,
done.
and
It's
no one
finally
was watching the other two
it's
games
finally
since the game's
finished.
release. Hell, I even did a rant about it on my old main channel, and it's one of my most popular.
Oh yeah,
videos
the
there.
rant and
As of December
stuff.
of last year, we got some content in the form of anime Batman and Zero Batman and a free update. This is great since the only way you can get him before
I wish
was
I'd-
having a WB Play
watching
account,
this
which
now,
is no
like,
longer an
I wish I put footage for
the season pass
or
has some
like
stuff going for it,
anime
even though
Batman
it's
and
not selling
Zerna.
for $40
Because
anymore,
using
I'd
just a
still wait
still
for the price
is
drop. Last
kind of
one I want
lame.
to leave
But
on is the completion one, because after doing everything in the main campaign and Nuking Plus, what do you get for your troubles? A repaint of the default skin.
this joke was probably right here. This was probably my least favorite in the video looking back. Because it's just because I the idea was, you know, it was going to be this long rant. Of course, it was going to be cut out. But I also had an idea of somebody like holding me back, like get my brother or something to make sure, like not to tear somebody in half for that. But I was just like, oh, it just kind of turned into, let's make it so that my voice is like strained or something like that.
In my opinion, to be one of the
Also,
best feeling games.
I didn't point this out earlier, but because
That makes sense.
like
But in other ways, it made some
I
weird
was
and downright
when I was
bizarre
going through the
decisions
footage, I'm like,
not
oh,
just
this
for the
game's set in
game,
Halloween.
but
What am I going to
also
dress up
for
as?
more than anything.
And then I remember looking over and seeing my Batman sweater, my hoodie, and I was just like, oh, I'll use that.
No use being in a Batman game and only
That was
accepting
an Easter gift.
There are some good
It was
things
fun.
about
It was
I love the on-foot gameplay, driving around in the
It was
car
fun.
Games
The
took
whole
place
thing.
despite being released fairly early in
It was
development.
It's stressful, but
Honestly, kind
it's
of
fun
hard to
making
recommend
these
this game
things.
since it has a lot of problems and it doesn't really lend itself to people who want to play the other games before it. And even to the veterans who definitely have a challenge ahead of them for sure. If you're a fan of the other games, I'd just stick to a story playthrough like
Yeah.
I did with Origin, since like that game, I feel going the extra mile isn't really worth it at all. You can find
Here's
it on pretty much all platforms. And
also
since it's relatively
one thing I
cheap
wanted to
now,
do for this
I'd wait
video,
for a sale.
which has been a
This marathon is
staple
actually
of
been fun
marathon
at
since then, is have a
always count on the
kind of
Batman
closing
games to give me an
thoughts.
enjoyable time, despite not
And
having the highest
this was
regard
one of
for
those cases where I had to go
games
back
like
and record some
Origins.
stuff from
I can find something to
Origins
admire
and
have a good time
all that.
playing
So
these anyway. To the folks over at Rock City Studios and anybody else that had a hand in making these games,
yeah,
I
still
just want to personally say thank you for not only giving us a
still,
franchise
like,
that will be remembered and cherished, but also redefining
a
a
lot of
genre
fun.
from
Oh yeah,
someone
I
who was
forgot
dead-end industry to a
Dark
pure
Tomorrow.
genre signed to
I had
play
a
for years to come.
I had a
Love
thing
you,
for
Batman,
the
and here's to your bright
for the AV cables where I could plug in an HDMI and use that to record GameCube footage, which I haven't done. I haven't tried. I haven't attempted since the whole since this video. I think is when that footage specifically was just from a test that I put together, trying out some GameCube stuff and whatever.
Not now. Don't look at them when that Suicide Squad game finally comes out.
Oh yeah, the Suicide Squad game. I also forgot about the mobile thing too. So the idea to do a Marvel type marathon was something that was very, very late in the process. Like it was, I think, after Blackgate or some. It was right around then is when I was just like, man, I gotta start thinking about what I want to do next. And so I had some ideas. It was right around. Yeah, it was like when it was between Blackgate and Night when I was just like, okay, I'll do Marvel next because it wouldn't make sense for me to do more DC stuff. So I was just like, okay, we'll do that, and it'll be that. And yeah. But that's it. That is it for the Arkham Marathon, I guess. This was fun going back and looking through. I mean, it was also cringe because it was some of the first reviews I ever put together, and you can definitely tell that I've gotten better, or somewhat gotten better since then. But yeah, now we move on to the Marvel stuff, which next up is, of course, Iron Man. So I'll see you guys for that commentary whenever it comes out. Have a great night. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves. See ya.